Welcome to the FWOT Show on the Coil Entertainment Network, pointing out idiocy one story at a time. I'm Rob Steele, that's Jesus Jones in the background, and let's get started with a viral video of a Buffalo Bills fan. Now, I said pointing out idiocy. Being a Buffalo Bills fan does not automatically make him an idiot, but in this case it helps. The video shows this guy in the Bills jersey getting upset about their playoff loss to Jacksonville, and throwing his 60-inch plasma TV into the snow and beating it with a baseball bat. Now, this is the reason I'm starting off the show like this, because there are so many things wrong here, and it goes into what's going on everywhere else on the planet. It's just a microcosm here. Look at this. He took his TV outside, big expensive thing, threw it in the snow, beat it with a bat because what? It's the TV's fault it missed the field goal? You're blaming the wrong thing for things that went wrong. It wasn't the TV. And then what's he beat it with? A baseball bat. That's the wrong sport, you twit. And I'm guessing this was involved somehow. Maybe you just didn't send enough thoughts and prayers to Buffalo to get them to win. Or maybe Jacksonville sent more thoughts and prayers. Or maybe God doesn't like Buffalo. Or maybe I've wandered into that other viral video of the high-ranking priest in the Catholic Church admitting there is no heaven or hell and that the church made the whole thing up as a method of controlling the masses. Oh dear. Yeah, I think I've wandered into the other one. The only other football thing I am going to mention, hopefully until the next season starts, is that congratulations, your NCAA championship football team is the number 4 team in the country. Because, yeah, my system wouldn't work. Yeah, go back and listen to some of the early shows that I did online, and you'll find out that I had a much better system that made sense, as opposed to whatever the hell they're doing now. Since I was here last, Oprah Winfrey has popped up as a potential presidential candidate in 2020, and part of me thinks, sure, go for it, Oprah. And another part of me thinks, you know what? It's not that I don't want a woman to be president. It's not that I don't want another black person to be president or a black woman to be president. I think that's fine. I don't care about that. Skin color makes no difference. Gender is irrelevant. It's if you can do the job. And going from a remarkably unstable moron that we have now to Oprah looks like a massive upgrade. And you know what? It is. But I have a couple of issues with this. The first being going from a reality TV show host to a talk show TV host as the leader of the free world. I suppose it's an upgrade, but you know what? We can do better. And I'm going to throw Bernie's name out there just because I think he is a better choice. A politician who knows what the hell he's doing and has ideas to move the country forward. Not that Oprah doesn't. But I would trust someone who has been doing this most of his life rather than Oprah. It has nothing to do with her gender or her skin color. It doesn't. You know who else I think would make a better candidate? Michelle Obama. Hey, why not? And this is not a knock on Michelle Obama. I think anyone at this point would be a better option than Donald Trump. Jim Nabors' name has been floated around the news. I think he would make a better president than Donald Trump. And you know what? Jim Nabors is dead. That's a hint. I mean, Donald Trump, since the last show, has announced that he is a stable genius because he got elected president on his first try. Unless you count the 2000 election, at which point he was also running for president and didn't make it. Yeah. Stable genius. No, Mr. Ed was a stable genius. You're a muffin. You want proof? During a recent press conference, El Señor Oompa Loompa said that he sold Norway some F-52 fighter jets. Why is that proof that he's a muffin? Oh, that's easy. F-52 fighter jets only exist in the video game Call of Duty. Seriously, this guy's been president for almost a year now, and Facebook still doesn't have a facepalm button. We need this. It could be cathartic. And for those of you who've actually voted for Trump, 1, good job listening to this show, and 2, Do you really want him that close to the button that launches all the nuclear weapons? I'm also wondering if he considers Norway to be a shithole country like Haiti or those African countries he hasn't bothered to learn the name of. Yeah, he called them that. Seriously. Because that's presidential and stable and very smart. Genius-like. Bigly genius-like. God, what an ass clown. The 2018 Consumer Electronics Show is, I believe, in full swing at this point, and it's got a couple things already out there that I wouldn't have expected. For starters, Microsoft has pretty much announced that Cortana is dead. Do you remember Cortana? Cortana is the Microsoft voice-activated system that came with Windows 10. Do you use it? I don't use it. I don't know anyone who's used it. I don't know anyone who hasn't turned it off on their computer. It seemed like a good idea and has a whopping 230 things it can do, as opposed to Amazon's Alexa system, which has 25,000 things it can do. And the reason I bring up Amazon's Alexa is because they're partnering with Microsoft to bring Alexa to your Microsoft Windows system. Good idea, bad idea? I don't know. I'm not going to use that one either. I'm not really big into the voice-activated systems until we get the one we have from Star Trek. And even then, I'll be kind of iffy about it. Other news out of Microsoft, and this one I thought was very strange and something we probably all do need to worry about. There's a new virus called Meltdown Spectre, or either one. It could be Meltdown or Spectre, but they're calling it Meltdown Spectre, which I think was a Bond movie. Anyway, it attacks the CPU and does all these kind of nasty things, and Microsoft did put out a patch for it. But some people may not be receiving the patch for their systems unless their antivirus program is on a list that Microsoft considers completely compatible with Windows. I'll put a link up on the website, thefwotshow.com, to give you that list. Because if your antivirus isn't on that list, you're not getting this update, and then things could go remarkably bad for your computer. And I don't want that to happen to you. Microsoft might. I don't. And the other thing that came out of the CES this year, and I think this is very interesting. Do you remember the Razer company? They make cell phones. They're now making a laptop. And I think this is kind of a nifty concept. It looks like a regular laptop, except for that little mouse pad that you get down at the bottom. There's a hole where that mouse pad usually is, and that hole is the perfect size of the new Razer Blade Stealth phone. Not only can you charge your phone in this laptop, your phone is a second screen and your mouse pad. That's kind of cool. What do you think? Stupid headline of the week revolves around the movie Jurassic World. Yeah, there's a sequel coming out. Yes, there's a new trailer for it. The headline reads, "New Jurassic World contains massive action." It's a movie about dinosaurs. Of course the action is massive. Dinosaurs are big. Duh. On a similar note, only grounded in more of a reality kind of thing, there are alligators in North Carolina that are trapped in ice because it's cold and they live in water, which freezes over. So if you're driving through North Carolina and you see a lovely frozen pond with this big, ugly, scaly nose sticking out of it, yeah, that's an alligator. It's stuck in the ice. And I'm not laughing at it. I'm just passing it along, putting the image in your head because it's kind of weird. But speaking of being stuck in the ice age, Wal-Mart, who hasn't quite caught on as to how to do the whole customer service thing correctly, they were actually praised this week when Walmart said they would raise the minimum wage of all Walmart employees. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I like that. That's a good thing. They then screwed the whole thing up by surprising thousands of employees who work at Sam's Clubs by closing a lot of Sam's Club stores without telling anybody. They showed up for work on Monday, and the doors were unusually locked. No one was there to let them in. All the locks were changed. That's where Walmart claims to be getting its money from now, to give that raise to everybody who works at Walmart's. They fired thousands of people. That's not how this works. Speaking of people who have family values, yes, there's another GOP member who screwed the pooch again this week. Actually, I that's a bad way of putting it. I have no idea what she looks like. Missouri Governor Eric Greitens. On Wednesday, he admitted to an extramarital affair. Right in the middle of all these allegations of him blackmailing a woman because he has a naked picture of her. Because this is where the Republican Party has gone. Seriously. I mean, are there any Republicans at this point who don't have the big, nasty sexual allegation hanging over them? Now, I mean, on the Democrat side, Al Franken had one sexual allegation and poof, he's gone. These Republicans won't fucking leave. Of course, in the similar vein, there's a pastor at a Christian megachurch in Memphis, Tennessee, named Andy Savage. No relation to the guy from the Mythbusters. He claims that about 20 years ago when he was starting his church, he had a very sexual affair with a minor, and she's pressing charges against him. And he admitted this at a service recently, and the congregation gave him a standing ovation. Dear Christians, what the f*** are you thinking? That's a bad thing. Just because you think it gives publicity to your church, I guess. Is that what you're going with? No. Bad idea. Don't applaud that. And you know what? Just because I can't find another place to put it in the show, I came across earlier this week something called World Youth Day. Now, this sounds like a holiday kind of thing, something that would happen annually. I said annually, not anally. Annually. World Youth Day is an event for young people organized by the Catholic Church. Sounds like a good idea. I'm there with that. The next one is supposed to be January 22nd, 2019. And World Youth Day runs from the 22nd to the 27th. Is it just me, or does that not sound like World Youth Week? Do you get that? I don't get that. If you get that, let me know. Contact me through the website, thefwotshow.com. There's buttons for Facebook and Twitter. I answer anything that comes across. You can even email me, rob@thefwotshow.com. You know what? While you're on the website, go to the FWOT shop. And while you're at the shop, you can pick up a hat or a t-shirt or a coffee mug. Everything you get there goes to support the shows on the Coil Entertainment Network. Not just the FWOT show, but also 2 Pages of Mystery, Cinema Savants, The Witching Hour, all of them. Helping out all the shows. And all the shows are always going to be free. Go check out the site, thefwotshow.com, or the Coil Entertainment Network site, coil.us, coyl.us. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with one of the most odd things I've come across this week, a complete makeover for something that is not a TV show or a movie. They're relaunching Diet Coke. I would not have thought to do this. They've decided that the old Diet Coke, the sales of which have been slumping over the past few years, needs to be redesigned and brought into the modern age, because apparently there is a modern age of soft drinks, and there's going to be new flavors, not just regular, good old-fashioned Diet Coke. There's also going to be, and I'm not making these up, ginger lime, twisted mango, feisty cherry, and the one that sounds like it should be a Halloween-only Diet Coke flavor, zesty blood orange. Now, I know blood orange is an actual fruit. It looks like an orange until you open it. Then it looks like a grapefruit, but it's an orange. Fine. But still, putting zesty blood orange on a drink, is that going to help sales? I don't know. We'll figure it out when it comes out later this year. Keep an eye out for it. Not that I'm plugging Diet Coke. Just, be careful of the blood orange. Maybe it bites you back. Any way you look at it, be careful out there because things are getting worse. Get out and vote.